This is part 67 of our cry for help. Joseph is more interested in getting us in the right view, which I am not. I just wrote a 6-page description of what we're going through. And the cult, after I wrote the 6-page description, obliterated it all, okay? And what they did also, it takes us an hour to get our video published because they use some kind of software to make our video take forever to be published. I have to tell you in a nutshell what happened. I wrote 6 pages on it. Just be quiet. Be quiet. We were poisoned at McDonald's.
We were not poisoned.
We were almost poisoned by the milk.
Right.
Okay, after that, we eat in JR's Steakhouse. The cult knows that because they follow us there all the time.
That's
the last couple of times,
Stony Brook, Long Island, New York. You gotta say where they
the
are.
last couple of times that we ate there, we didn't feel well. One time we felt like we were really drugged, but we didn't realize at the time that the cult goes with us in restaurants. Okay, we realize now that we were drugged. We had to literally stop off the highway and fall asleep in the car for 5 hours. The second time we ate there, we both got terrible abdominal pains. Now, what the cult is trying to do is to get us deathly ill or kill us with whatever they're putting in our foods, okay, so that we go to the emergency room of a hospital. We cannot go near any hospitals or any doctors until this lethal corruption is stopped, because the hospitals with the doctors will get instructions from PHYLLIS, LEINWAND, who's our handler, to kill us. She is a cult member of this cult. She's the one, the originator of all of this.
She's trying her best to do
My mother at Sloan Kettering Hospital was ordered by the doctors. PHYLLIS, LEINWAND ordered the doctors, because that's a wonderful hospital for cancer. My mother suffered a brutal death, okay? And I can't get into it now. I wrote a 5-page text about it, but the cult obliterated it because they don't want to be exposed with the police, okay? The police are part of this cult. That's why this cult is so powerful. Between the powerful amounts of money they have with the police, okay, you can't escape this unless you get help immediately. This has to go, I will not say where, but everybody knows who's listening to this that this has to go to a certain place to eradicate all this so we can get our lives back. And
we will not divulge where.
Anyway, to make a long story short, my mother was killed by orders of PHYLLIS, LEINWAND, who first barbarously brainwashed her, and when she had no more use for my dear mother, she ordered the doctors not to treat her right, and we have evidence of this at Sloan Kettering Hospital in New York City. Now, what this cult has done to us in the last couple of days, the last week or so, not only McDonald's milk, we ate at JR's. The last time we ate at JR's, we didn't want to go there, but I had low blood sugars, and there was a JR's in Stony Brook instead. So we figured we'd go there. As soon as we sat down, the waitress comes over and says, I needed bread because I had low blood sugars, okay? Because we're constantly searching, as the cult knows, for computers. And everywhere, it's all counterfeit. And the cult goes with us in every store. And we cannot take it anymore. So we go to JR's, okay? The waitress comes over. We have no bread. Because I immediately asked her for bread because that raises my blood sugar. She says, but I will give you extra macaroni salad. We knew the cult came there and bribed the personnel at those restaurants
also. Then we said, wait a minute, do you have any other types of bread? Anything with bread? Nothing at all. We have no breads at all.
Now, in this restaurant, it was very empty. The only people that were eating was an Indian couple. Indians are very much involved in this case. It's Indians and Arabs and terrorists that make up this satanical cult with the police. Okay, also that what I need to report, this cult is interstate. And they have manufacturing centers where they make everything look legitimate. And that's how the police protect the cult. Okay, and frankly, we don't care what the police do.
Yeah, we don't care what they
do.
We
don't care about their illegal money deals. But we do care about it
when
it concerns our lives.
And the
police don't want to get exposed. We see the police after we leave. We see the police after we leave these places. Go to these places. Okay? This happens all the time. It's a customary RICO pattern. The police don't, and when the police see us, they run away like rats. And I do not want any police touching us or doing any brutal rages to us.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay?
It will be pointed out to them and to Phyllis LEINWAND.
And if, God forbid, anything happens to us, that's why we're making these videos. Because we know there's people listening.
To Phyllis LEINWAND and her cult.
Anyway, to make a long story short, we went to the manager of JR's. He's like very sympathetic. He says, I don't know why the waitress said that. Of course, if we don't have pumpernickel bread, which is the customary bread, we give garlic bread or any other kind of bread we have. He says, please sit down. Nothing will happen in the kitchen. I will oversee it. We said, no, we cannot. But the manager, Steve, said to us, that's what he said his name was. Okay, he was about 30 to 40s. He's overweight with black hair, tall. He was so nice to us. It's like Cinderella and the poison apple, because he actually did want us to eat there because they had to consummate the deal to poison us. And bear in mind, we didn't feel well the other times. And then this happens. So we said, no, we have to leave. But we will be back later. We're going to get a bite to eat. Well, we didn't say we're going to be back later. He gave me his business card.
Yeah, we didn't tell him to be back
later. So Joe and I grabbed a bite to eat nearby. We immediately ran back.
Also very reluctant at the next place where we ate, too, because of what's going on.
Yes.
But, you know,
okay, Joe,
we're still here to talk to you.
I'm trying to tell the public everything because we're in great danger.
Right.
So anyway, we ran back. And to make a long story short, okay, the manager, whenever we expose corruption anywhere, what happens is the personnel with cult members and sometimes imposters acting as security stand outside the establishment that we expose. Sure enough, we go back there.
Right.
We see a silver car. I believe it's Illinois plates.
You forgot one important thing, Susan.
Yes.
You're trying to tell
okay, go ahead. Quickly.
Before we went to eat, when we first left, after we spoke to that manager, we had to leave. All right. While Susan started to talk,
I needed a snack.
She needed a snack.
So Joe ran to the car. Yes, Joe saw the waitress run out of the restaurant, okay, with her pocketbook and bag, and she disappeared into the dark parking lot. This is the same scenario.
I had no time to really pursue.
Yes, we know that. Because he had to give me the snack.
Because I had to give the snack to Susan.
This is the same. I have to go quickly because the cult doesn't allow me to publish it. You have to wait here an hour.
Right.
Okay? The same scenario happened with the lady in Sears. When we discovered his counterfeit insulins, she took her bag and coat and said, I'm leaving. And she left.
Insulins? What are you talking about?
At Sears. With the counterfeit computers. Yes, excuse me.
You're going too fast here.
Okay.
You're not making...
She did the same thing. Okay.
Let's stick to the restaurant now.
The waitress and the sales lady were both imposters. What this cult does, because I cannot say everything, they take over the stores and they pretend they're personnel in the stores, in the restaurants. Okay? They bribe the people royally to do this to us. Okay? And we catch on to it all the time. The same thing happened in Bloomingdale's in Huntington, Long Island. Okay? Another incident in the store where there were cult members acting as imposters, as personnel, okay? It goes on everywhere. In every store and restaurant we go in lately, everyone's whispering about us. We see it, okay?
Anyway, let's get back to where we came back to JR's.
So we went back to JR's. To make a long story short, as soon as the manager and the personnel that was standing outside on guard, they ran into the restaurant and locked the doors. So we pounded on the windows, not pound, but knocked on the windows. What are you doing? Open up. About 50 minutes later, the manager walks out with all the personnel, walks out of the back kitchen of the restaurant, with all the personnel peeking out also, surrounding us. They're standing by the doorway going back and forth, peeking out and watching us. And we said to the manager, we need the waitress name. Okay, he says, absolutely not. I will not give you the waitress name. I said, did you investigate anything? And he says, I'm leaving. And he runs in like a rat.
I have nothing to say to you.
I have nothing to say to you. The manager was nice to us in the beginning because he wanted us to eat there because he wanted the deal made. He was going to inherit a lot of money. Okay? But when we came back, there was no need to be nice to us anymore.
Be consummated.
Okay,
so
now...
now he turned into Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Okay, now, this continues.
Yeah.
Okay? We go to the Blue Swan Diner in, it's right here, I have their card.
Oakhurst, New Jersey. Yeah,
searching for computers.
It's on Route 35.
Searching for computers there.
Right.
To make a long story short, I had to cite Best Buy there for counterfeit computers. We had to cite other office stores there. And what happens is, the police, after we cite the stores, they go there. Okay? We have photographs of one police officer of Linden, New Jersey with his police car going on the sidewalk at the entranceway with his car at Staples. It was alarming. Okay? Then we had a police just yesterday at a Sprint store come to the store when we left. Okay? And in all these stores, after we expose the corruption, the personnel, and sometimes with the police, guard these stores. Okay? Because we're exposing this can of worms with the police. And like we said before, we really don't care what the police do with this lethal cult. But we do care when it involves my mother's life, our lives, and other family members. Because they want to kill us because we know too much. Also, my nephew, Brian Jacobson, who's alive, but who's supposedly dead, but is alive. You can look at it on the computer, Brian Jacobson in New York City. They're doing the same thing to they took off all our videos on the internet. Every beautiful website, we're taking off. If we're on one website, they cover it up with pieces of paper and all kinds of crap on the internet with their software blockage, okay? What they're doing to Brian, they equate him. There's a YouTube movie, okay? I have it right here. It states, it's called Funny Dogs, Fuji and Bert, okay? And it says, appears that Fuji and Bert have finally come out of the closet. I am proud that my son is gay. And on the side is Brian's name, Brian Jacobson. They do the same thing to us. They put us on Jackass. They change.
And on top of that, of the same site, they have perversion with animals.
Yes.
On his site.
Yes, and they equate my great nephew Brian Jacobson to gay dogs. Okay.
That is disgusting.
Just like they do with us.
That is so disgusting.
On all the browsers, you can look on our websites, okay?
Humiliating.
They change all the things about us. They say Jackass, everything about the counterfeit computers at Walmart and at all the office stores. They put Walmart, great place to visit, or Walmart, chicken co-ops. They make everything lunatic. Please check the internet and you will see this. And then they take off all our videos from all the wonderful sites we are on. You don't see those sites anymore.
Sites are made for us.
Everything was confiscated because they don't want to be exposed. To make a long story short again, the manager at that place was corrupt. Yesterday, we went to Target in Long Island, New York, and we went to...
Target, Long Island, New York?
Yeah, at Target, Long Island, New York. It was all full of cult members. Okay? We went to ask for the 3G, the Virgin that we need, and he said... the salesman said, I suggest you don't get the 3G. Everybody's returning the 3G. It's not good at all. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. I said to him, thank you very much. You're bribed by the cult. Everyone's going to go behind bars for this. Okay? There's cult members. There's cult members.
With perplexed
faces. Oh, Joe. There's cult members throughout the store. It was alarming. We go in the parking lot. We were almost killed. A black guy comes to us on a bicycle. He approaches me. He says, I need to talk to you. I said, no, get away from me. You're not to go near me. Meanwhile, there's cult members sitting, surrounding our car in their cars.
Vans.
Okay? Vans. Okay? It was inundated. They followed us to the next place. They go with their silver outfits. Some of them have other cars, but mostly silver. Okay? They go, and now what they're doing is they're following us to every place that we want to buy food. Because now we're eating in our car for food because we can't eat in restaurants. And they know the stores we frequent. And they go in the same places because they want to poison the foods.
And we catch them.
In these establishments because we usually go to get foods that are already made in the places so we could eat it. And now they're trying to bribe everybody in the supermarkets, and people are looking at us in the supermarkets, and this is awful. And then we were almost attacked in the parking lot by them, okay? And then the police are always in the background, coming to their rescue. And we are scared stiff out of our minds. We are barred from eating now. We are barred from supermarkets. We are barred from restaurants. We are barred from medical care. We are barred from...
Buying computers.
We are barred from any kind of communication. We are barred. We are frankly barred. And we need help now. Please. 802-747-5600. 9179. Please, if anything happens to us, citizens of the world,
Yes.
you know the police with the cult did it to us.
Phyllis
Please,
LEINWAND.
and Phyllis LEINWAND, please help us.
Please
Please,
help.
we need your help.
Please help us.
Look how they're putting blue now. Look how they're
Please
putting
help
blue
us.
now. And as we're talking to you, they're putting a blue border, and I don't know if you're going to get this video.
Please help us.
Look at the blue thing.